So what components do you think are most important when you are looking at a math curriculum for your homeschool? Well, I've been talking about this question and many other questions surrounding math and choosing the right math curriculum for your homeschool with some of my closest friends here in our homeschool circle. And I thought it was probably high time to share with you 5 reasons I love using the math curriculum that we are currently using, which is Saxon Math. My name is Rachel Bourne, and if you're new here, welcome to Born for Homeschool. Here at Born for Homeschool, we share tips and tricks, information, and encouragement to simply support you in your homeschool. And I'm going to share with you some of the favorite things that I love about our homeschool curriculum that we use with mathematics, and just why I love it and why I recommend it. So the first thing I love about Saxon Math, and something that I think should be a consideration when you're choosing a mathematics curricula for your homeschool, is that it's proven. So Saxon Math was created back in the 1980s, and this curriculum, this math program, has been used in public schools and private schools and homeschools for many, many years, for decades. And they've even been able to do studies that prove that children who use the Saxon Math program consistently score higher in mathematics than children who do not. And so I think the evidence is there to demonstrate that using the Saxon Math program is an effective way to teach mathematics to children. So I think that's definitely a huge consideration for looking at a math program. So the second thing that I love about Saxon Math is that it is thorough. The Saxon Math program is an incremental and spiral approach to math, which is different from a mastery approach. Now, both approaches I think could end up being thorough. I recently did a video where I walk you through all of the details of the Saxon Math program. I show you the format and I show you all the components, and I just walk you through, what we've done in our homeschool through the years with Saxon Math. I'll put a link above here for that video, and also in the description box below if you're interested in learning about Saxon Math and the format of how it is set up and designed. But today I'm just sharing with you some of my favorite things about the program. So it might be a little bit more detailed or maybe not so detailed as my previous video. So if you're looking for more detailed information on the math program, then definitely check out that video. So I'm going to share really quickly what incremental approach looks like for my first grader. He is using the Saxon Math 1 program. That's the one we're using for him. And in lesson 53, he learned to count by tens. So that was the building block, the very basic of the tens work that he's going to do. And then he starts counting by tens, and he counts by tens. I think it's every lesson since 53. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's every lesson since then. He starts learning to count by tens, and he's counting by tens throughout the next few weeks. And then in lesson 84, he's learning to group. The lesson is about grouping by tens and ones. So he's grouping items by tens and ones. And then lesson 85, he's trading pennies from dimes. Now, before this, the foundation is laid for how much is a penny worth and how much is a dime worth. But again, that tens and ones. Lesson 86, then he's adding 2-digit numbers using dimes and pennies, and he's regrouping them. And then in lesson 89, he's learning to add 10 to a number. And this is just laying the foundation for all this work with tens and learning how tens work. And then, later he'll learn how to add tens to a single digit number. And then that builds into hundreds and counting by hundreds and then adding hundreds to things. And so this incremental approach, over time, he learns it in small bits and pieces, and he just builds on this knowledge. So I think that the incremental and the spiral approach to math that Saxon has is excellent. And I think that there are several reasons that it's excellent. First of all, the information is given in small pieces. The concepts are built one block at a time. And because of that, you never come to a concept where the child is completely bewildered. There's no foundation or no understanding of how to even begin thinking about this concept or this problem. And so they are given these building blocks that they need up until that point. And also, I think it gives them confidence as they slowly master these concepts in smaller pieces. Whenever they come to something more complicated, what I would look at and say, oh, that's complicated, they already know all the steps and all the pieces to it, and it's simple, and it's easy for them, and it gives them confidence because they know how to do it. And so I think that those are some really important pieces. Something that I've seen are the benefits of an incremental and a spiral approach is that my kids don't forget the concepts that they're learning, or even the concepts that they learned 50 lessons ago. They're continuing to review them, and they're continuing to remember how to do them, and they're confident that they can do them correctly. The third thing that I love about Saxon Math is that it is all inclusive. And that means that there are lots of different pieces, lots of different components, everything you would need to teach math to your child for them to understand it successfully is included in the Saxon Math program. Now, that being said, that does not mean you have to use all of the components every single day for your student to successfully learn math. Again, I will say you do not have to do everything all the time for this Saxon Math program to work for you. When I first started homeschooling, I was so unsure of myself. I was so unsure of how to teach and how to teach efficiently and effectively. And I just was not sure that I could teach well if I didn't follow a curriculum. And now I'm in my 7th year of homeschooling, and I have learned that I have gained confidence in my teaching. I have gained confidence in my children learning, and I have learned that if a curriculum is not meeting our needs, I can change it. And I could use the things that work well, that are effective for learning, and then skip the stuff that's not, or replace it with something else if it's better. So I have learned to take a curriculum and use it in a way that meets the needs of our homeschool family. And I think that that's sometimes where some people come to Saxon Math, and if they don't see it as a resource, if they don't see it as just another curriculum that they can tailor to meet their needs, if they try to do everything every day, it can be overwhelming. So that is something that I love about Saxon Math. It has all of the pieces that you need to successfully teach your child mathematics, to give them a firm, a good, robust mathematical knowledge. And yet, you don't have to do everything every day. And so tailoring the program to meet your needs, to meet the needs of your child, is really important. And I love that you have the flexibility to do that with Saxon Math. So the fourth thing I love about Saxon Math is the price. So if you go out to buy off-the-shelf, brand new level 1 Saxon Math and the math manipulatives box that you would need, we bought one 7 years ago for my oldest daughter, and we've used the same materials all these years. But if you buy the manipulatives and you buy the Homeschool level 1 kit, you would end up spending like $210. Now, that is not a price to love. But I have found there are many, many, many different options when it comes to purchasing used teacher's manuals or borrowing teacher's manuals, and just having to purchase or use the consumables for your every year. So I have found, I went on, I think, Facebook Marketplace, and I found the same used materials and then just, buying a manipulatives, box brand new, because those are hard to find used. So brand new manipulatives box, and then used materials. And then I found some new consumables, and the price for that was $156. So finding a used teacher's manual. I then use the same manual for the next 3 of my kids. So it ends up being really cost effective because I'm using it multiple times and I only have to buy the consumable worksheets for the kids every year. And those I even look for, bargain buys. And if you watched my video where I talked about homeschooling on a budget, that's one of the things that I highlight there is to look for the bargain buys for the curriculum or the consumables that you're going to use throughout the year as you're on the websites. So check out the video if you're looking for homeschool budget ideas. But that is something that I've been able to find some really good deals. 1 year, my level 2 teacher's manual was given to me. It was free. And some years I've been able to borrow a teacher's manual from someone. My sister-in-law has let me buy some of them used from her when she was finished with them. And so all of that to say, there are lots of ways to use Saxon Math in a price point that makes sense, that fits with our homeschool. So the fifth thing that I love about Saxon Math are the options. And all up until this year, I have always just, gotten the homeschool kit and taught my kids myself. But this coming homeschool year, I'm looking at buying a DVD that is available to use with Saxon, and it's called the Dive DVD, and it's where a math teacher will come on and they will teach you the lesson for the day, and they will work out some problems with you, and then you can go to your math textbook and work through the problems. And so it's where a math teacher is actually teaching you the concept. You don't just have to read it for yourself and figure it out for yourself reading the textbook. And so I'm really looking into that for this coming year for my girls, which will be in 7th and then 4th grade. And also, if you've been around Saxon, you probably already know about Nicole the Math Lady. Nicole the Math Lady is an incredible resource for especially mamas who don't have time. They're just needing more time. They need someone else to be able to teach the lesson. She has the videos of the lesson that you can just watch. And then she also does grading. She does question and answer and support and all sorts of resources there on the website with Nicole the Math Lady. And so that's another wonderful option for homeschooling moms who need extra support when it comes to teaching Saxon Math. So I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you have any thoughts or ideas, or if you have ways that you have modified Saxon Math to meet your family needs, or things that you've done that are completely different from what other people have done when it comes to Saxon Math, then leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear all of your ideas and thoughts when it comes to a math curriculum. What are some things that you look for in a math curriculum? Because I really enjoyed using Saxon Math. I think it is so good for my kids. It has given them such a strong foundation when it comes to mathematics. And I want that for you. I want you to be excited about what you're using. I want you to be confident. I want you to just feel really good about the tools that you have, the resources that you're using to teach your children in your homeschool. So I hope you have a wonderful week homeschooling, and I will talk to you again in next week's video.